Most people think nature is graceful, balanced, even gentle. But when it comes to reproduction, the wild plays by very different rules. Across the animal kingdom, mating is not always romantic or quiet. In many species, it's loud, aggressive, painful, and sometimes downright shocking. These behaviours may look cruel or unnecessary to human eyes, but each one exists for a reason shaped by evolution. When evolution fights back. Male ducks have one of the strangest reproductive adaptations in the animal kingdom, and it exists because mating among ducks is intensely competitive. Unlike most birds, male ducks evolved a long, corkscrew-shaped reproductive organ. This unusual shape allows rapid extension during mating, which is crucial in environments where competition from other males is constant and chaotic. Female ducks, however, did not evolve passively in response. Over time, they developed reproductive tracts that spiral in the opposite direction and contain dead-end chambers. This anatomical design gives females greater control over fertilization, allowing them to reduce the chances of unwanted mating resulting in offspring. What looks bizarre on the surface is actually an evolutionary arms race, where both sexes adapt in opposing ways to protect their reproductive interests. Nature, once again, chooses complexity over comfort. The insect that traumatizes its partner during mating. Female praying mantises are sometimes known to eat the male during or after mating, a behavior that may seem brutal but serves a clear biological purpose. Producing eggs requires a large amount of energy and nutrients, and consuming the male provides the female with a rich source of protein that directly supports egg development. This nutritional boost can significantly increase the number and health of the eggs she lays. In some cases, the act of cannibalism actually improves reproductive success. Research has shown that males may continue mating even after being partially eaten, allowing fertilization to complete while the female feeds. What appears horrifying to humans is, for mantises, an efficient strategy shaped by survival and reproduction. If you think that was extreme, don't go anywhere just yet. Make sure you keep watching till the end, because the next examples take survival to an entirely different level. And if you're enjoying these hidden sides of nature, tap the subscribe button and click the notification bell so you never miss videos like this. The wild only gets more unbelievable from here. The fish that changes sex to reproduce. In some fish species, sex is not a permanent biological assignment, but a flexible role that can change when circumstances demand it. This ability is known as sequential hermaphroditism, and it allows fish populations to maintain reproductive balance even when numbers are low or uneven. Instead of waiting for the right partner to appear, these fish adapt their own bodies to ensure reproduction continues. Clownfish are one of the most well-known examples. They live in small groups dominated by a single breeding female. If that female dies, the largest male undergoes a hormonal transformation and becomes female, while a smaller male rises to take his place. In other species, such as wrasses and groupers, the opposite happens. Females can turn into males when a dominant male disappears. These changes are not superficial. The fish's hormones, behavior, and reproductive organs all transform over time. Some fish go even further to reproduce. In rare cases, extreme internal pressure and body structure cause the fish's body to burst open while releasing eggs. This means the fish does not survive, but a large number of eggs are released at once, giving the next generation a better chance to live. A dangerous dance. Porcupines may look slow and harmless, but when it comes to mating, the process is surprisingly dangerous. Their bodies are covered in sharp quills designed to deter predators, which makes physical contact between a male and female extremely risky. One wrong move can result in serious injury, so mating requires careful positioning and precise coordination from both animals. Before mating, the female raises her tail and flattens her quills as much as possible, creating a narrow window where contact is safe. The male must approach from the correct angle and maintain perfect alignment throughout the process. Any sudden movement can cause the quills to spring back into position, turning the encounter painful or even life-threatening. Because of this, porcupine mating is slow, cautious, and tense, resembling a delicate operation more than a natural encounter. Despite the risk, this ritual has evolved because the quills are essential for survival outside of reproduction. Porcupines cannot afford to lose their primary defense just to make mating easier. Instead, evolution favored behavior that allows reproduction to happen safely within a body built for protection. What looks awkward and dangerous is actually a carefully choreographed solution to an unusual biological challenge. All or nothing. In some animals, reproduction is a one-time event that costs them their lives. Certain spiders, insects, and small marsupials follow a strategy known as semal parity, where all their energy is poured into a single mating season. Instead of spreading reproduction over many years, these animals invest everything into one intense effort to ensure their genes survive. Male Antechinus, a small marsupial, mate almost continuously for weeks, pushing their bodies beyond physical limits. The stress causes their immune systems to collapse, leading to internal bleeding, organ failure, and death shortly after the mating season ends. In some spider species, males are eaten by females during or after mating, while in others, the sheer energy expenditure leaves them too weak to survive. This extreme strategy exists because it works. By sacrificing long-term survival, these animals maximize reproductive success in environments where competition is fierce and life expectancy is already short, forcing a new beginning. When male lions take over a pride, one of their first and most disturbing actions is killing the cubs sired by the previous males. This behavior, known as infanticide, is not driven by cruelty, but by biology and time. Male lions typically hold control of a pride for only a few years, and raising cubs that are not their own offers no evolutionary advantage. By eliminating the existing cubs, the males cause the females to stop producing milk and return to estrus much sooner. This allows the new dominant males to mate and produce their own offspring before they are challenged or replaced. From a survival perspective, it is a race against the clock, and infanticide increases the chances that a male's genes will be passed on. Why female hyenas give birth through a pseudopenis? Female spotted hyenas have one of the most unusual reproductive anatomies in the mammal world. Due to extremely high levels of prenatal androgens, females develop an enlarged clitoris that closely resembles a male penis, complete with the same shape and position. This structure, often called a pseudopenis, is not a deformity but a hormonal adaptation tied directly to social dominance. In hyena societies, females are larger, more aggressive, and outrank males, and this anatomy is part of the biological foundation of that hierarchy. The adaptation, however, comes at a steep cost. Mating requires the female to retract and manipulate the pseudopenis to allow copulation, a process that is awkward and difficult. Giving birth is even more dangerous. Cubs must pass through a long, narrow canal that was never optimized for delivery, and first-time births often result in severe tearing. Historically, a significant number of cubs suffocated during delivery, and mothers faced a much higher risk of injury or death compared to other mammals. Despite these risks, the trait persists because the hormonal environment that creates the pseudopenis also fuels the aggression, strength, and social control that give female hyenas their evolutionary advantage. In this case, nature made a trade-off, prioritizing dominance and survival of the clan over ease of reproduction. Why cat mating sounds painful? When cats mate, the sounds can be shocking to human ears, often mistaken for distress or violence. In reality, the behavior is rooted in feline biology rather than emotion. Female cats are induced ovulators, meaning they do not release eggs on a regular cycle. Ovulation occurs only after mating, and it requires a very specific physical trigger to happen. Male cats have a penis covered in tiny backward-facing barbs made of keratin. During penetration, these barbs lie relatively flat and do not cause much discomfort. However, when the male withdraws, the barbs scrape the vaginal walls. This sudden, intense stimulation is painful for the female, and that pain is what triggers ovulation. The scream heard at this moment is an involuntary reaction to the sensation rather than a sign of injury. Immediately after mating, the female often turns aggressive, swatting or chasing the male away. This behavior is completely normal and instinctive. Once ovulation is triggered, the male is no longer needed, and driving him away reduces the chance of repeated mating attempts. Why seahorse males get pregnant. Seahorses are one of the few animals where the male carries the pregnancy instead of the female. After mating, the female places her eggs into a special pouch on the male's belly. The male then fertilizes the eggs and carries them until they are fully developed and ready to be born. Inside the pouch, the male controls oxygen, nutrients, and salt levels, creating a safe environment for the growing babies. This protection greatly increases the survival chances of the young compared to eggs being left in open water. When the pregnancy is complete, the male goes through strong contractions and gives birth to dozens or even hundreds of tiny seahorses. This role reversal also benefits the female. Since she does not carry the pregnancy, she saves energy and can produce more eggs sooner. By sharing the workload this way, seahorses improve their chances of producing healthy offspring and keeping their population strong.